Okay, we are recording. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. We've made some slides for this evening. If I can, there we go. Oh, there we go. Just gonna move this out of my way. Present. Cool. All right, so tonight we are talking about Emerald and all of the benefits of Emerald, how you go Emerald, and what you can get when you are Emerald. I will let Courtney go with the first one.
Yay. Okay, so Paige and I were talking about this, and we think it's such a great idea to do this every once in a while. Like, you know, even for some of you on here, you guys know what Emerald is. You know, if you're a seasoned coach, like, you know what it is, but sometimes in this business, I feel like you need to hear things like a few different times for it to really sink, or even just to hear it in a different way sometimes, right? And then if you're a new coach, then maybe you've heard it, but it hasn't, like, you know, you haven't really let it sink into what it actually means yet. So I think like we constantly need these refreshers in our business, right? And sometimes it just hits differently, right? Or it's going to relight a fire or get you motivated to like put in that action to, you know, level up in your business and become this leader and mentor and not just kind of sit comfy, right? Like it's just these refreshers sometimes, and like getting together as a team that can like really relight that fire. And that's something that I wish I kind of had in my, you know, in my journey. But I eventually got there, obviously, but I would have loved to have like that something to motivate me to actually go and put in that action. So I think it's just cool that we're able to do this, and I hope that you guys are inspired to go out and take action. So this business is built on an Emerald mentality, and that's so true, right? Like we go Emerald, we get those first two coaches, and maybe those first two coaches aren't going to be our runners or even be our coaches in a month to come or 2 months to come, right? Like you never know. Like for me, when I went Emerald, it was my dad and my boyfriend at the time that got me Emerald. And I went Emerald my first month as a coach, and it was so cool. Like I could actually remember like my picture that I took when I got my little sign and my little wristband. And I don't even think like I got a shirt back then. I don't know. Do you get a shirt now for Emerald? No, it's diamond, right? It's just it is just like a little recognition, but still, you guys, it's a recognition. And if you're hitting that goal like pretty easy, like it doesn't matter actually, like if it's a month or a year, like you're getting recognized from Beachbody, you're showing that you moved your business forward. It doesn't matter if it's a discount coach, doesn't matter if it's your dad or your boyfriend or your sister or whatever, right? And then just hitting Emerald again and hitting Emerald again and hitting Emerald again, right? Double Emerald, triple, until you get to diamond. And really, like when you're having these conversations with your family members and close ones, like, you know, you can build your business on that. And it's that recognition that people are going to look at you and your page and be like, oh, okay, like what she's doing is working. And then that just brings in more like engagement and more people to you, right? People are going to start taking you more seriously when you show that recognition. So yeah, even if you like, you know, went Emerald once, but you lost that Emerald because they weren't active or whatever, like allow this to inspire you to like hit that active Emerald rank again, right? Like it's never too late. We're going to go in and out of ranks all the freaking time. I've done it my whole coaching business. I'm always in and out of ranks, right? But like once you catch that momentum and catch that drift, like you're going to stick there, and it's going to be like, you know, level. So the first way we earn is a team cycle bonus, and Paige you're going to go more into that in the next slide, right? Yeah, she's going to just go more into depth with that, but I already kind of went through the recognition through Beachbody, and then customer leads and Success Club. You guys, like this is so big and such an incentive to, you know, kind of get uncomfortable and be like, yeah, I'm going to hit Emerald and I'm going to stay Emerald, whether that's, you know, staying Emerald with my two, or like keep finding people to make me Emerald and keep that active rank, because those customer leads and Success Club leads like pay off over time. Like sometimes I go into my office and generally I am hitting Success Club 10, like January and February I did hit 10, and I saw these leads come in and they were like $300 sometimes, and I even had like a $400 one, and I'm like, holy moly, like, and that's like straight commission off of that, right? So when you are catching that drift of finding momentum in your business and you're always at that active Emerald rank and you're hitting Success Club, it's like always those little things, right, that add up over time, and then you you're constantly getting these leads in your office. Like, it is so worth it to be Emerald for these leads. Whether they email you back or not, I find that leads like don't always email back, but then maybe every 1 in 5, 1 in 10, they are going to email back and they are going to need your help. And you never know, like maybe they'll be a lifelong challenger or a coach like that wants to work the business. You just never know. I do remember like a couple years into my business, I got a lead and they wanted to lose like 80 pounds or something like that. And it was just so cool that like I was able to like be that guide and that help and that encourager for them, and plug them into the group and stuff. So you just never know, like just being mindful of staying active. Even like obviously the cycle bonus adds up over time as well, but those leads are so worth it. And like as you grow in your business each and every year, every month, if you're staying there, if you're finding momentum in your business, those leads just keep coming in your office, and it's free money, free leads, free customers. So it's worth it.
Well, there we go. So there are further benefits to this. We will talk a little bit more about the team cycle bonus. So you're going to want the 2 accounts that make you Emerald to be people you're close with, so that as your team grows, it benefits their volume as well. So you're going to want somebody who's like a really good friend, a spouse, a sister, your mom, so that when you start building underneath them, and if they ever start going active and like wanting to build, they get the residual volume from all the people below you. So that's a really good place to be in. Beachbody will automatically put your 2 first coaches on either leg. But if you've dropped your Emerald and then you get your Emerald back, you have to be mindful of that, because they won't always split them the proper way. So you could go to preferred placement before you get your Emerald on again. That also works for you. And then just make sure that they're both on the same or on opposite legs. And then for the volume, every coach has the 2 legs. Think of this like 2 different bank accounts. And whenever there's 200 team volume on one leg and 100 team volume on the other leg, you'll get a $14 bonus. You can cycle that as many times in a week that will allow. So if you have a big week with a lot of volume on both legs, you could cycle probably like 5-10 times, depending on how much volume is there. And then the leftover volume carries over to the next week. So you will not earn anything. Oh yeah, so you won't earn anything there, but it will roll on to the next week and it'll all be added together for future bonuses. The only other thing to note is when you only have 1 coach in your office, there's not really a benefit to you besides their first sale. So I've had a few coaches come to me and be like, oh, like my coach is buying things, like why am I not seeing anything in my office from this? It's because you aren't Emerald, and that's something that I want everyone to understand. So when you only have the 1 coach there, nothing really happens when they buy things except for that first initial sale getting them on. But when you have 2 coaches there, that's when you can access those bonuses when they buy things, when they sell things, everything like that. Is there anything I missed here? I feel like I just read right off of here. So yeah, like the volume really adds up. Courtney was saying, like because her team is so big, she's getting huge volume from both sides. So she's cycling tons every week. And you guys can get to that point as well, which is kind of cool, because all that really is what your team's up to. And then you're just getting a little kickback from that. So that's a really cool point to make sure you guys know about. If anyone has any questions about that, you can throw it in the chat and we can go over that further. And we are going to do a little Q&A portion at the end, but let's move forward.
Yeah, I'll just add on the team cycle bonus too, because I think that can seem like so far away in our business. Like, sure, I've been working my business for 5 years and I've been building on that. But when I first started, I was like, oh man, I'm never going to earn 200 or 300 or 400 with a cycle bonus. You know what I mean? But like, as you and how do we get there? It's perfectly way into this, but how do we get there? How do we get to that income, you guys? By staying consistent in the 4 vital behaviors, like being proof the product works. I know you guys hear this all the time, but honestly, inviting, connecting, personal development, recognition, running groups consistently. Like I have never stopped running a group in my whole journey of being a coach. I've constantly, every single day, every single week, month, year, like I've never not ran a group, right? I've always had it open to my clients and new clients. And so I don't know, I think this is such a good time to, reflect where you are in your business, what's working well, what's not working well. We're all, if you're here on this call, you're here on this call for a reason. You want to make something of this business. Maybe, you're holding yourself back because of fear, or limiting beliefs, or whatever it is, but like you're here, you believe in Beachbody, you believe in this business. So it's like a matter of, it is really just belief and doing like these simple things. It's basic things, but are you doing them consistently? And are you reflecting and tweaking and trying new things and like actually sitting down and working your business? Because being a hobby coach is great. Like if you are a hobby coach, like all the power to you. Like I have so many hobby coaches on my team, and I love that. I love that we can have so many different types of coaches in this business. But if you do want to make something of this business, like it is possible. And the only person that's holding you back is yourself. And I know that. I've done that. I'm still working on that. I still work on that even 5 years into this business, right? But like, I feel like even now, 5 years in, like I'm only now mastering my mindset and my thoughts around who I can be in this business and who I can help. And, it really, like when it comes down to it, it's like mastering what's in here, because fear holds us back, and the lies hold us back to telling us what we can do and what we can't do, right? And the business is simple. We have everything that we need handed to us on our tracker, but are we going to sit down and are we going to work? Are we going to put the necessary action into going emerald, and then going emerald again and again, and getting up to diamond, which is just the beginning of actually making this like, a forever thing. So, and there's no destination on it either, you guys. And I'm a prime example of that, being in the business for 5 years. And I mean, I wouldn't be able to like be here or like living on my own if I didn't trust the process and I gave up because it got hard, or I stopped showing up. I just never stopped showing up. And, I feel like it is even for me and, for everyone on this team. Like we can't let going inactive hold us back, or we can't let a coach quitting hold us back, or a negative response, or unfollows, or no likes on our post, or no comments, or anything like that. If we believe in who we are and what we're doing, then we're going to move forward, right? So it's all belief, and then putting in this action, which is really simple and back to the basics. So if you're not doing some of it, like, what did I say on my video today? I made a video for our What is Coaching event. And I said, if you're going to be like, if you're a hobby coach, but you want to be a business coach, what work are you doing? Hobby coach work, or are you doing business coach work, right? Because whatever you're doing, that's going to be the results that you get back. And so maybe like this call is going to inspire you tomorrow to sit down and work your tracker and like get uncomfortable and put in the work that it's going to take to get emerald, and then go emerald again, and see that success in your business. Because once you see it, once you catch it, you gain that confidence and that resilience in who you are as a coach and as a leader, and all of that. So it is the basics.
Down to the basics. I love that.
Yeah.
And honestly, guys, like I don't want you sitting there being like, well, I'm not ready to be a mentor. I don't think I could take on 2 new coaches. I don't know what to do with them. Do you know what I mean? Like that is what your coach and your mentor is for. So we will lead you to where you need to be so that you are confident in those conversations and making your own team calls and everything like that. We will guide you there. So even if you're not quite ready to be a leader per se, you can still go emerald. You guys, don't let that hold you back, because that's what Courtney and I are for, right? Like we will work with you to help you get that confidence in leadership so that you can continue to grow your team with confidence. So I don't want anyone thinking like, oh, I'm not ready for that, because we have you, like we have your back. It's what we're here for. So yeah, just make sure you note that. And one of the slides that I didn't add that we actually chatted about a little bit, Courtney, is we were talking about active and how you earn commissions, what sort of like what the different levels are. So automatically you have to pay that $18 coaching fee every single month. But in order to be active, which means you're earning the commissions of the sales that you're you're selling, you have to be either making an order of 50 PV or more, or you need to be selling something of 50 PV or more to keep yourself active PV in your office. So making sure that you know that that is a requirement for those commissions will really help you, but also knowing on the same in the same breath that like if you are earning those commissions, you're literally paying the principal, right? Like if you sell a challenge pack and you went 50 PV to get that commission, you break even. If you sell 2 challenge packs, well, now your whatever product you bought for that month is now paid for, and now you have extra commission on top of that. So just keeping in mind that yes, you do have to put money into this, but it does come back, right? I always suggest that if you're in a place where you're not quite there with your finances, that like buying supplements every month isn't something that like you can like something that you can budget every single month, I have everyone put their subscriptions at the end of the month, so that if you haven't sold anything, you can cancel that subscription. You don't have to worry about it, but it's there so that if you have sold something that month, you have that to sort of supplement that and get that commission back. The other thing to note is you do need to have 90 PV as a subscription order. So home direct, something that's coming every month for you to earn Success Club. So I've had a few coaches hit Success Club, and now they're panicking at the end of the month because they haven't put through that 90 PV order. Just know once again that if you're hitting Success Club, you've sold at least 3 challenge packs in that month, right? So you'll make at least, what is it, like 160 or something like that back in commission. So that 90 PV, once again, you're making more money than you're putting out, right? So just making sure you guys know that that is also very important as well. If Success Club is your goal, make sure that you have a subscription order on the go. And if you want to put it at the end of the month to keep yourself safe, that also works as well. Because I know that sometimes it's not so easy to keep that, but knowing that you have that commission coming back makes it a little bit easier, right? But yeah, I just wanted to note that because I meant to throw that on here and I forgot. But then we are, if anyone's having a hard time with accountability, with personal development, I know that a lot of the times you can be doing everything right. You can be showing up, you can be sharing your moves, you can be sharing your shakes, you can be talking to people and connecting to people. But if you're not working on what's going on up here, you won't be showing up the way you can, because you're not believing in yourself. Like that's what these books do, and that's what these podcasts do. They give you that belief. And Courtney always says it, and Steph always says it, borrow the belief from us. You know, like if you see Courtney 5 years into the business thriving with a huge office, lots of volume coming her way, she's slow and steady climbing, she's doing her thing, she's got an amazing team under her, you know what I mean? You can look at her and be like, I want to do that. Like, I can totally do that. And you can. Like, if Courtney can do this, you guys, as a single mama of 2 little girls, you guys can do this, right? You have to look at the people and their circumstances and realize, okay, like if she can do this, I can do this, right? It just all depends on like what you're prioritizing in your life. So personal development will help with that. And so we are doing a book club early April. We'll just set up like a little group chat for it. I'm not going to do like a Facebook page or anything, just keep it super simple. But we would have basically a deadline at the end of each week to have a chapter complete. And then we just have a little general conversation on it, of the things we read about. So if you guys want to join, we would love to have you. And that starts early April. We haven't set a date just yet. I will just wait till everyone gets their books in and then we'll start. But yeah, that is the portion about Emerald. We will open it up for anybody who has any questions about anything we chatted about, any points that we may have missed. Morgan, maybe you have something you want to add, anything at all. But yeah, if you're an Emerald coach, maybe you could talk about the benefits you've found as an Emerald coach and everything like that. We'd love to hear from you guys. So the floor is yours.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. No one?
Curious about I just wanted to double check on the subscription orders. So You were saying you have to like it has to be a subscription. It would not count if you ordered that amount of PV. Like it
Yeah.
has to be considered a subscription. Okay, good to know.
Yes, so it does need to be a subscription order,
Okay.
but like I said, if you put it at the end of the month, you can cancel that subscription if you haven't hit Success Club.
Okay.
If like finances are something that you have any problem, like not problems with, but you know, you're mindful of them, then you can do that as well. So yeah, that's one of the things to note for sure. If you're wanting to hit Success Club, you need to have that home direct order in. Anybody else? I'm trying to see who else hopped on tonight. Oh, okay.
Want me to talk about the incentive?
Yes. Okay. Yes. We'll go to the next one. Perfect.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Okay. Okay, I'll touch on that and then you can touch on the power hours.
Sure.
So we thought it would be such a cool idea to just like throw out a little incentive, like nothing huge, but between all of our teams, what we'll do is for the first 3 people to, I think it's fair to like either get Emerald back, right? If you were inactive. So if you're gonna get your Emerald back, if you're going to go Emerald for the first time, if you're going to go double Emerald or triple Emerald, that way like everyone can just like kind of, you know, take what you wanted to get from this call, get re-inspired, relight that fire, and like get out there and get uncomfortable and you know, put in the action and to move your business forward. Because like we said at the beginning of this call, it really, our business is built on the Emerald mentality, right? So getting those 2 coaches and then getting them again and then getting them again, and maybe they are discount coaches at first, right? It might take a little bit, like you got to funnel through to find your people, to find, you know, the people that are going to stick around and run with you, right? So we were going to do Spirit Junkie. Is that what we're doing? Spirit Junkie. Yeah. Affirmation cards. So, you know, just something cool to add to your platform and your morning routine or evening rituals, whatever it is. It's just going to be a fun little incentive. And who doesn't want affirmation cards? They're so intentional and kind of can bring you back to what is true about us and our business, and not let the lies in our head and our mindset win, right? Because I find even for me in my journey, I'm constantly reminding myself, like when I do have like a negative thought or a lie telling me like I'm not worthy enough or good enough or whatever, like I quickly switch that around with something that is true and something that is positive, right? So what better way than an affirmation card, you know, just leaving them out in front of you or picking one up during the day when those lies are rolling around in your own mind, right? So just an incentive. So we're going to keep track, and the first 3 people will get those cards.
Yes. And I know some people already have those Spirit Junkie cards. I think
Maybe.
Olivia does. I'm almost positive Olivia does. But that's okay, because if you already have those ones, Gabby Bernstein makes like 3 other, I'm pretty sure it's like 3 decks altogether. So you can like pick one of the 3 if you already have those ones. But yeah, like we've started doing the Saturday morning power hours. The thing that we like the most about it is, yes, it's Saturday and everyone has things to do, but we get it done early in the day. We bang out some work, and then we can go on with our weekend and know that like we put in that time and we don't have to worry about anything, right? Like that one solid hour of work can do so much for your business, you guys. And the more that we are doing it, I feel like the more you guys will do it on your own when it works for you. We will, the last few ones, we've mostly just gotten to know each other. We've done a little bit of work, we've done some chit chatting, but it will get more intentional as time goes on. We're just sort of like riding the wave. Like Courtney and Alyssa had this big dream team before, and everyone kind of knew each other, and we'd get on calls together. And now my team's grown, Alyssa's moved on, Courtney's team has grown. So we're all just kind of like reintroducing each other and getting to know each other again. So I think it's fun. I think it's fun that we're getting to know another team that's close with us, right? So that is super important. If you guys want to join us, we'd love to have you. We want it to get more popular. If it doesn't work one Saturday, you can hop on the next one. And then the ones that are super intentional, we will be recording. And we will have those for those of you who can't make Saturdays work and want to have that recording to plug in for yourself when you're feeling like you want to do some work. So we will have some recordings as well. But yeah, the only other thing to note is the $40 off code for new coaches. So guys, if your spouse isn't signed up yet, or your girlfriend or your mom or somebody who's going to help you go Emerald, right now would be a good time to get them on, because you will get that $40 off code, which Courtney, have you ever seen a $40 off code? I haven't, and she's been working the business for 5 years. So this is a big deal, this $40 off code. Ashley Griffiths, you should have one from Steven, from getting Steven on. So maybe check his emails to make sure you have one. Have you checked for it? Okay, so yeah, you should check to make sure, because I know you got him on. So that will help you to maybe be saying on your stories, hey, I have a $40 off code. Maybe you can help yourself hit Success Club this month with that code. So use it to your advantage. Do not let those codes go to waste, you guys. Like, if you don't think you're going to be able to use them, ask if somebody in the community might need them for a sale, but really try to use them yourself. It's a really good incentive for you to try to get another person on board. But yeah, that is all we really have. Is there anything you wanted to touch on, Courtney?
No, I think that was it. Short and sweet, to the
point. So we can maybe open the floor if we want. Does anybody have anything they want more clarification on? Is there anything, it doesn't have to be about Emerald, it can be about anything that you're maybe struggling with, that you might want some advice about, anything at all. We would love to answer any questions.
I've actually never heard of like double emerald, triple emerald. So if you want to elaborate on that.
So yeah, it's just basically, because you know how on your opposite legs, Emerald is one coach on either leg. So in order to go diamond, you're going to want to keep those legs even, because you need 4 coaches on one leg and 4 coaches on the other. So that's what we mean by like emerald, double emerald, triple emerald, quadruple.
I feel like I've never heard that. So thank you. That's
no
crazy.
Worries.
Okay,
no
cool.
worries. It just means your team's growing and that they're in the right place and setting you up for diamond, basically. And your goal is to get somebody on this side to emerald and someone on this side to emerald. And then if you're quadruple emerald and 2 emeralds on either side, there's your diamond. So it's very
okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, no worries. Anybody else? No questions? Well, this was short. When I was making the slides, I'm like, this is going to be a short call, but really, it's a really
the point.
Yeah, I guess we can talk a little bit about the Success Club trip, since you and I both got our invitations today.
I mentioned that at the beginning.
Oh, did you? Okay, maybe we can chat about it a little bit more with the recording for anyone who missed it. But Courtney, you probably know better how the requirements work for it. So maybe you could go into a little bit of depth about that, and sort of how you, like, the opt-in list is an option as well for some people who think they may have hit Success Club enough times last year to sort of have kind of, you know what I mean?
So I wouldn't know the exact dates, but I mean, you can FAQ it, but I know that Beachbody sends out the invites in waves. So we got the first set of waves because we had hit Success Club a certain amount of numbers from January to March. But invites will be going out until like the summer, because that's when Ariane got it the last year. She got it in the summer. So there's going to be separate waves of invites depending on how many Success Club points you earned. For me, when I've earned them, I actually haven't hit Success Club 12 months in a row. I think every year I miss like 1 month, and it's always like March or October or something. So like I've still been able to go on these trips. I've been going for the last 4 years, right? So it's not necessarily hitting Success Club each and every month. It's like all your points together. And I know that there is, I can't put a number on it, but I know that it is a certain amount from January to March. Does that sound familiar to you guys?
I think Morgan knows, because Morgan was on the same. Do you want to answer that, Morgan? I feel like you have the answers to that.
Yes, I think for the first quarter, so like January to March, you have to have 10 Success Club points for for the year. And then for the next quarter, you have to have 15. So you just need to get 5 more points. And then by the third quarter, it's another 5 points for 20 points for the year.
Right. So that doesn't even mean that you need to be hitting Success Club every month. Like you could have a month where you hit Success Club 10 and then a month where you only hit Success Club 2 and you could still be like, right? So on the right track for that. So
and I think why, like, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm not good with like knowing exactly what it is. I just try to stay consistent and try to still reach Success Club each and every month rather than being like, okay, well, I need to get this certain amount of points before this date. You know what I mean? And that's just worked for me, but maybe you're someone that needs to know, okay, well, I need these 15 points before this month or whatever. But I mean, if you're like we said at the beginning of this call, you guys, if you're going back to the basics and you're working your business consistently, you're being proof the product works, you are working your tracker, you're running groups each and every month, and you're talking about it in your stories, you're showing up every day on social media, you're like, those things are what is gonna be your gateway into earning those points or helping those people and then getting that earned vacation, right? So I mean, it worked for me. So it really is. That's exactly what it is. Like we can think that it's so far away, but it really isn't. It's just a matter of actually going out and reaching out and helping those people. So
yes. And I feel like even if you made it your goal to hit Success Club 2 every month, you could get yourself closer to getting an invite because it's only altogether for the year. What is it? I feel like there's a certain amount. Either way, I feel like even if you were striving for SC2 every month, it would put you higher up on that opt-in list for sure. Because yeah, it's just like a total number of Success Club points that they look at. They won't look at so much like how many you had in one month versus the next. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's see some of us on a beach and let's hope COVID allows us. And
I can't wait. We need it.
Well, and even so, like for the invite for 2021, it's based off your points from 2019. I only had like 12 Success Club points in 2019, but I put myself on the opt-in list.
Yeah.
Honestly, didn't even think I was going to get an invite. But then because I hit the point requirement for 2020, that's how I got my invite. So even if you don't think you guys had the points for the year before, put yourself on that opt-in list because people like opt out or cancel the trip all the time and they're always sending out invites.
yes, and that's how I earned my trip last year. So I was also on the opt-in list as well. And then I ended up getting it, I think it was maybe like, I don't even know what month it was, but it was only like a few months before we were leaving, I'm pretty sure. Or no.
Yumi got ours at the same time. I think it was in June.
Oh, was it? Okay, yeah, it was June then. Morgan knows more.
Only because I remember being like, oh yeah, like of course Paige got invited. And then like 3 hours later, I checked my email. I was like, oh, what the heck? I got invited too.
And that was your first time getting an invite, right?
Yeah.
So proud of you, Morgan. It's so exciting to have that, honestly. It really is. So I'd love to see some of us on a beach in Punta Cana. Who wants to go to Punta Cana?
Yes.
Let's do it, right? Like I'd love to bring a great big group of us. It would be really fun. So, and you always get a +1, which is also really nice, right? So don't forget that if you earn that trip, you can take someone from your team, you can take your spouse, you can take whoever you want. So just know that you earn that for yourself, but you can also enjoy it with somebody else too. So that's awesome. Cool, guys. Well, thank you so much for hopping on. I don't know if there's anything else we want to touch on.
No, I think that was it. I think this will be such a great recording to like pass down to our teams and just such a good refresher.
Definitely. Who's going to go Emerald next? Show of hands.
Yeah. Yes. Tassis and Olivia, you guys are so close too. Like Tassis, you would just need one more to go double Emerald. And then Olivia, you just need one more, I think, right?
Yeah. I love that. Well, go get it, girlfriends. I want to see who wins those cards for sure. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording. And then maybe we can, oh wait.